And I'm going to talk about eClass, another way to keep our students focused, especially in today's time, because they are way beyond where I am, at least technology, when I grew up and how they're learning. That's kind of why I brought Audrey along. I thought, if anything, she can help me if I have any problems or I have technological difficulties and stuff the way that she has been trained. And it's her third year in eClass, so if you have any questions afterwards or if you want to see how it actually works, she can get into her page on my computer and walk you through. She's not shy to show what she's doing. So I'm here to talk about eClass, which is a major school initiative, and it's designed to evolve the needs of our students and staff. It's to help with the teaching tools and bring it all together and to communicate that home connection, which is the biggest piece that I've noticed, not only as a principal and educator, but as a parent. It's amazing the things that can go on. I'll show you some examples. So what I did to try to show what's going on, talk a little bit about why we have eClass, but then I asked all of the schools in the cluster to give me a slide on what's going on in their schools with some samples of the kids working in the technology so you can see, because as we were talking, these are the skills that the kids are going to have as they go on for jobs and through college and other things in life. And as I said, she does all my PowerPoints. I'm not, I can do PowerPoints where it takes me 4 hours, it takes her 30 minutes. So some different things. So where did I put my clicker? All right, so eClass, and I had to figure, I'm embarrassed to say that I didn't even know what it stood for until I looked it up and talked to some people, but it's Digital Content Learning Assessment and Support System. So it provides us with all kinds of different ways for teaching, to help teaching and learning, to give resources. And the way it's described is an umbrella of all different things. Because when I first heard of eClass as an educator and as a parent, I thought it was just what the kids did, and how they learned and just some fun tools and stuff they use. But it's amazing. All of this teachers' records of their staff development, some of the staff development they take, how they sign up is all under there. Students' grades, students' records, and all the data for students is all in there. So there are different sections of eClass, and their one section is just part of it. So it's a whole umbrella to enhance the teaching and keep student engagement going throughout. So again, it's a transformation that will be possible in our classrooms because teachers and students access these digital resources. It's creating the classroom of the future. And it's not the way we learn. And so that's what it's hard to understand. It's hard. We're all trying to train on it and learn it. And that's something that we have to understand, that that's what it is. It fosters collaboration and it nurtures creativity of our students with the teaching and learning. And that's what we're doing. So if you think about it, this is what our goal is in eClass: for technology to be everywhere, for it to be engulfed into children are learning as they are going to be throughout their lives. So everything that they do is technology enhanced, and we're working that way. I know I can speak of Peachtree because we're doing that. We have all kinds of things going on in the classrooms. We're expecting to see it, and my teachers know when I walk in, I better see technology being used, especially with all of the retrofits that we've gone through, all the new equipment that we have. I mean, all of our teachers have new laptops, we have new projectors, we have new recording devices, everything you can think of that needs to be used. So there's different reasons of why we have eClass now. The strategic priorities. We have several strategic priorities, and I actually made sure that I had notes on this because I didn't want to mess that part up. But the reasons we have the strategic priorities is for our students who are engaged learners and who graduate with knowledge, skills, and expertise to succeed in college. Employees, so that they are doing their best in developing as educators and help with students. Parents and guardians, because they're supporting their children to make sure that they're getting all the education that they need for the future. Curriculum instruction and information management is extremely important as we take records. As Dr. Murphy said, we had the SPLOST, so we have to do that too. As part of 50% of that SPLOST money is supposed to go toward technology, so we have to make sure that it's used in the right way. Children, it's the way we learn. And I asked Audrey, I said, Audrey, when I say eClass, what do you think of that? She said, Mom, it's our link to home and education. Everything that I need at home, she gets it at home. She gets it on the eClass. She had a tutorial on a math problem the other day. She clicked on something, and her teacher pops up and is telling her how to do it. It's like a little video for a problem. That's pretty cool because her math is not what I learned in 7th grade. My 4th grader, when I see him do division, it's completely different than the way we learned. It's called hangman math or something. I don't know. It's completely different. And I thought, it's on the right side, not the left side, the problem. So all that, so it's different strategies and stuff, so they can go on technology, and they can go on the eClass, and they get tutorials from their teacher. They have discussion boards, which you'll see that Summer Hour does, where if they are having problems with a question or they want to debate something, they can go on there and not only ask the teacher, but the students have discussion trends going on, which I think is pretty neat. So, and then of course, this is the way our children learn. It honestly is, and I saw a show, I think it was on 2020, I don't know if anybody else saw it, but they did a study of 18-month-olds, and they gave them books, and they didn't know what to do with them. They were trying to swipe the pages and turn it around, and I thought, we've got to change a little bit, and it's sad to say, but this is how our children learn. So for 5 years, we've had a 5-year plan, so you can just kind of see how we're going. In different schools or at different places. Like I said, for instance, when Audrey first started, she's in a new school this year, but they were a pilot school, her old school. So she was one of those first schools that had it all. We're all working Norcross. There's different infrastructures that have to take place, but as you can see, we started with the electronic grade book, which is extremely important, and kind of easy because it's grades. We have those, we can enter them in. You have the student portal. My eClass came out in fall 2012. Bring your own devices beginning in schools, new professional learning tool, the enhancements in the schools, eClass CNI, it's called Curriculum Instruction for Blended Classrooms, and I'll show you a little bit about that. And then the new student information, teachers are building their blended classrooms, and we're using more digital content and resources. But what you have to understand, BYOD is bring your own device. The elementary schools were the last to get the infrastructure to be able to handle that. So we're kind of all different paced on where we are in the county. Plus, for budgetary reasons, they have to space it out. We wish we all could get the wiring, all the new things at one time. But of course, Gwinnett County has to make sure that they are monetarily responsible. So we have different rotations and stuff. So as we are, you'll see where we are in different schools. So what's it look like so you can vision? This is a marked out child, but one of our students' names at Peachtree, one of our students' pages. So if that child goes into my eClass, over there are the digital textbooks. Many of our textbooks are digital. In the middle is additional resources. If you can see in the middle, there's classworks right there. Then there's leveled readers, and then a bunch of mega math, different mega math. Classworks is so cool to me because I'm a big person of differentiated instruction and meeting the children where they are and moving forward. They actually have assessments. We look at their CRCT scores and their other assessments, and they actually have individualized instruction on those. So, for instance, I was in a first grade classroom yesterday, Dr. Mulhausen's room, or I guess it was Friday, and I walked in, their children working on the computers, and they logged in. They were both doing the exact same math game. One child was working on multiplication facts, and one was doing simple addition. The children thought they were working on the exact same thing, but they were doing the different skill level that they were at their level. So the children feel like they're all doing the same thing. They don't feel like they're out, but they're getting that enrichment or they're getting that remediation that they need. And that's also in language arts. And to me, I just think that's pretty neat. So workstations are different things. So leveled readers, many of our children, including my own, don't have books of every level. And I was a first grade teacher for many years, but I don't keep leveled readers in my house. So I do have some, but not all. So if you go on there, the Fontes Manel levels that you will hear if you have a child in the school, the different levels that they are, A being the primary and Z being the most difficult, you can go on there and find readers for your kids to read at night. So if you want to do that 20-minute reading. And then the mega math was what I was talking about, the different math. Then over here are what they call the apps. They're not quite the apps that we talk about on our telephones, but they're different reasons. The media catalog, online research library, that's safe research, is what I like about that as a parent. It's safe research. They're not going to go and put in something and something else is going to come up, And then their course pages. Course pages are the teacher's class pages. In elementary, it's pretty simple because it's just usually the one teacher. But like in middle school and high school, it's a course page for each teacher. So each teacher has, like science, the child can go in, it's got the calendar, all the assignments, discussion boards, anything you need, resources, if they're doing projects, they can go in and have the help, the tutorials are on there, everything they need for that course is on there. They hope that in the future, that teachers, parents will have access to this through the portal. We don't as parents at this time, but I have Audrey's login information and you can go in any time just to find out when projects are due and so forth. Because if you're the one of like my son who doesn't know those deadlines and what to do, it helps me to get on there. Not every child is a teacher's dream. So Norcross High School, this is something, so I've just got some slides from the different schools, or maybe a few more from Peachtree, just because I know what we're doing, and eClass is a big initiative in technology. I've even got one of my technology teachers here tonight. Hi, Ms. Whitmer. So here at Norcross, and I asked their LSTCs to give me some things that they did. So Norcross High School, this is from their media center, and they've got all kinds of different guides and stuff, and it looks like it's an online catalog of what's available. Different things over here are different apps that they use, instructional highlights, ride around, Twitter chats, which really is high school language. That's how they communicate these days. Independent reading pilots, EBZibs, and author Skype. So Skype and Twitter right there. That tells you high school. I mean, that's what they're into right now, so it's kind of getting their instruction. At Pinckneyville Middle, Marcy Sledge's LST was telling me a little bit about their plan, and a lot of this is a lot of our Norcross cluster plan, what we're all doing. We're making sure we get it right before we put it through the whole school. You know, we know what works, what doesn't work. We're working out the glitches. So she's got the BYOD expansion to October 2015. She's piloting 6 classrooms, and it sounds like that's what a lot of us are doing. I'm piloting in 4th, 5th grades right now, and just making sure that it's working, that all of the infrastructure is in. I know the middle schools are doing that as well. The C&I pages, this is the course pages we talked about, so you can see what's involved in that. The resources, grades access, which is great. The students can see their grades. They pop up whether they want to see them or not. That's kind of nice. You know, textbook resources and the classworks. So summer hour, which I love this because they're fully engaged and they're using the eClass C&I tool, but I don't know if you can really see it. But over there you see that's all the teachers. She's got tutorials and stuff that she's using and showing them if they want to know how to do certain things, special like homework help tips and stuff. And over here is all the assignments that are doing what they're going. And then here is I thought it was when I looked closer, a social studies discussion group. And the students were talking to the teacher and getting information, and the children were posting different discussions and having questions. And I mean, I think that's just, Beaver Ridge is a BYOD school. They're bringing their own devices, so she sent a picture of all the kids using the different types of devices, all engaged in their learning. Norcross Elementary, this is Kyle Salo, and he's teaching his teachers about eClass and the curriculum instruction tool. So he's actually training the teachers, and he's using eClass to do that through the PD&E, its professional development tool. Simpson Elementary, they've got the media catalogs, they've got the online textbooks and the additional resources, but also Brongana was a champ for me. So sweet. She did a screencast, so just an example of something that we can do, and I just wanted to show a little bit because it's kind of neat to show, but like my technology coach, Melissa Campbell, like she uses it to show teachers how to do things within their classroom. But if we can't be there in all the different places in the school that we want to, so Brongana was going to show, she was talking to us, telling us how she would use this. And since it was 5 minutes, I was going to show just a little clip of it.
Hi everyone, this is Brongana Schmidt, and I'm the proud principal at Simpson Elementary. And I'm going to share with you how we are using the C&I tool. And I want to show you by example. Now I have opened up to our training page. Now, last spring, we were finally wired so that we are completely Wi-Fi, and we've had parts of the C&I tool for a couple of years. But now that we're completely Wi-Fi in the building, we can all learn.
If I go on a little further, you can see how she's going to examples. She shows examples, and she moves her mouse, and she goes through and shows them different things. Now, Brongana can't be in the classroom to show all of her teachers, or it's a staff development time. It's hard to find sometimes in planning. So she sends this out to her teachers. They watch it and learn how to navigate whatever it is. But we do this for different things through our school, whether it's teaching the teachers how to use a certain type of technology, whether it's to do a math problem with your students, if you're trying to teach them how to go through. So, and then here's Stripling Elementary. They're working to get BYOD, so they're actually making sure everything works in their school and is fantastic. So if you can kind of look and see, they're doing the smart boards, which are big, the laptops, and they're just trying everything else. They want to make sure they educate the teachers and the staff members integrating technology before they just throw it at the kids and say, here, go for it, because sometimes that's not the best use of. So, and then here's at Peachtree, which I thought was neat. With our IB stuff, a lot of our units can be used in the eClass. And so if you look at the differentiation and the collaboration, these are children in work centers. We're doing explorers in the Civil War, and so you see they made newspapers. They're their research, and up there they did timelines, and they went along with our IB units of who we are. So, which we loved. And then also I showed the different pages, that, again, just like we're saying, we're all using the content browsers to look for research. In the middle, that's another discussion from one of our 5th grade teachers about Susan B. Anthony. And then this is the different ways we use technology in our classrooms with classworks and leveled readers. These are students actually using those different resources in work centers at our school for differentiation. So, and if you read the quote, schools, more specifically teachers, have traditionally been the source of the important information students require to do their schoolwork and prepare for their future life in the workforce. But now the internet has made vast amounts of information readily available to students in their bedrooms, on the bus, at their friends' houses, and anywhere they connect. to a wireless device. It's important as the online information library is, there's an even more important aspect for the information age for educators to consider the impact of the online digital world, because the kids have grown up with digital bombardment as an everyday part of their lives. They process the same information differently than their parents or their teachers. So that's why we're doing it. It's very exciting to me. We're all learning it together. And we're getting tutorials from our students within our classrooms. I have no problem going to a kindergarten and saying, now, how did you get there? And what are you doing? But we're learning too, and I think that's the fantastic thing about it. But the fact that parents, teachers, and community can use this to connect home. I mean, so many times, a lot of times we have parents who don't speak English well, and for them sometimes it's hard, but their children can just go onto the internet, and they meet with their teachers online, and they figure it all out, or they read the books on there. So it's pretty neat. So this is where we're going. Just a couple more years. If you have any questions, Audrey would be happy to answer them.